Hey guys, so this one's going to be a bit of a longer one, so buckle up and get ready for my experience with Lyte PCs. So I have done a couple of videos on these guys a while back, and I have gotten some feedback from them. Now let me clear up some things up on those reviews. While I still believe in the overall sentiment of the videos, I don't think that I worded things the best, mostly because I just freeballed both of them without a script. So today we're going to right those wrongs with a very long and thoughtful script. But let's get some backstory really quick with the company in question, Lyte Gaming PCs. This is a company that is trying to bring PC gaming to the masses with their low prices and very competitive offerings compared to some of their competition. All the PCs that they offer are basically able to game no matter how low you go on the spectrum of PCs. They've got pretty good PR, more on that later, but from what I have seen, they care about their public image a lot, and they try to do a lot to interact with their customer base and make sure to solve problems that may occur when shopping for their PCs. So personally, I've had about 3 separate encounters with Lyte Gaming PCs, and not all of them have been particularly best, one of which was on my YouTube comment section, one was in my Twitter DMs, and the other was in the list of emails between me and one of their PR guys. The two on YouTube and Twitter that I got a while ago basically said the same thing. Here is what they sent me on Twitter. Hey, wanted to reach out to you directly regarding some of the videos you have done on us. I know some have been more negative and some have been neutral. I wanted to reach out to hopefully answer any questions you may have. I know you are curious on how we got some of our pricing and things like that. The goal of my conversation is to help explain why we do what we do and have you on our side. Negative reviews really harm us and positive reviews really help. You can email me directly, and then he gave me the customer support email. Now after I got both of these messages, I sent them back basically the same response on Twitter and YouTube, and I basically said I had no intention of harming or slandering your company, and then I said, but there are a couple of things that you guys need to change. Now after I replied to them on both the YouTube comment section and the Twitter, they just never really responded. I don't know if they just didn't see them or what, but at that time I gave them the benefit of the doubt on that one, because they probably get comments and DMs every day of people asking actual support questions. I take much higher priority over my thoughts about their company. While making this video though, I did send them a Twitter DM and an email that was addressed to the email provided in the Twitter DM by Caleb. This is what I sent. Hey, I am doing another video to reassess your company and to give a more insightful look than I did previously. Before I do so, I would like to ask a couple of questions. One, are the parts in all of your systems brand new, not refurbished, not used, new, as in they have never been used until you as a company have bought them and tested them? Another, I am still upset that you guys are still using deceptive benchmarks and your FPS estimate thing at the bottom of your PC listings, and do you plan on fixing this? If I do not get a response in a week, then I'm just going to have to go with my gut on this one. Have a great day. So after I sent this message, Caleb got in contact with me and said that he would love to answer my questions and to make sure everything was sorted out. So for about a week we were messaging back and forth, and we eventually got a date and time to sit down and talk. This was supposed to be a 15-minute interview, but it ended up being more like a 45-minute one. You guys can go and check out that interview up at the top if you guys are interested. Now within that interview, I got a lot of questions answered. So the first thing that we talked about was how new the parts were. They're using a lot of 3rd gen Core series processors in their systems. While they are 8-year-old CPUs, they still offer a good amount of performance today, mostly because Intel can't seem to make any new improvements in their CPUs in 8 years. So within the conversation, we also talked about sourcing, and he described how they did that. They basically order a bunch of parts that have never been used and have just kind of been sitting on shelves for about 8 years. And this definitely helps with mine and many others' assumptions of how they bought and used the parts. So a lot of times we just thought that they would get refurbished parts and stuff like that, and throw them into the systems. Now it's not that they don't get refurbished parts. He did say that they sometimes get them, but they do test it to make sure that they run like normal, and they say that they indicate that those parts are refurbished to the customer. Now, another large point that I had a problem with in all my videos and in the comments that I was talking to Lyte PCs was about the little FPS thing that they had at the bottom of their pages. So on some of the lower end PCs, the video at the bottom just wasn't the specs or the same hardware that was in the PC that they were selling. And so that this made the numbers higher than what they should have been. Now, they did change that about a day or two before I did my interview with them. Now, take that as you will, but Caleb assured me that it was because they were very busy and they didn't have a whole lot of time to sit down and update the website. And I will give them the benefit of the doubt on that one. Because they were getting a lot of orders once those stimulus checks hit. Now, they aren't using all their own systems to get the FPS numbers right now, which is what I would like to see, but now their numbers are a bit more accurate than what they had previously. Caleb said they are working on getting the benchmarks to be run on all of their own systems, and that should be updated sometime in the near future. Lyte PCs care a lot about their public image, and they are very present in various media circles. They talk to their customers often, and they try to establish a connection with their customer base. I think that this is great. I think a lot more companies need to seem more like people than some sort of robotic corporation, especially in the tech world. Now, of course, Lyte PCs are only doing this to drive home sales, and that isn't a bad thing either. That's what every company does. They sell stuff. This, though, I think is going to be one of the things that makes Lyte PCs special. This day and age, most PC companies could care less about how their customers are treated as long as they are selling the products that they need to sell. And it's refreshing to see a company express themselves on platforms like YouTube and Twitter and to help out their customers wherever they may be. Here in America, we mostly believe that capitalism brings out the good in companies, and competition is what drives innovation, and I think that this is what brought the creation of Lyte PCs. They saw a gap in the market that they could fill. They are offering what other companies don't, and they give people what they want to see when they are buying a PC. They care about how they look as a brand, and most of all, they are relatable. They seem like people, a business that you would want to support and you would want to succeed. They have stumbled a couple of times, and they probably are still going to as their company grows, but unlike many other companies, they have learned to get back up and fix their mistakes. This doesn't mean that the company is without flaws and that they will not make any more mistakes, but they are learning and they care. From talking to Caleb, I understood his enthusiasm about the company. I think that the 30 people who work at Lyte Gaming PCs want to genuinely see the company blossom, but once they do, I just hope that they remember what made their company special in the first place. Lyte PCs is one of the few companies that I'm watching in the tech world intently. I want to see them succeed. I want to see another OEM rival the giants that are out there and put them in their place. Competition only helps us as consumers, and Lyte PCs is creating that competition in the low end for maybe the first time ever. So I just want to say something to those of you who work at Lyte PCs and are watching this video. I wish you guys the best, and I hope you guys succeed as a company. Keep learning from your mistakes, and never be afraid to seem just like a group of people that are trying your best, because that is what you guys are. So thanks for watching, guys. If you want to see more content like this, subscribe to the channel. Hitting that like button really helps me out, and consider joining our channel Discord that is linked in the description if you guys have any tech questions or just want to talk about tech. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I hope to see you in the next one.